Hey. Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you guys so much for joining. Hi. Oh my God, I'm so excited you guys are all joining. This is making me so happy. Hi. I'll give it like a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna start. This is so cool. Thank you guys. What a weird concept going live on Instagram is. Hi. Thank you guys for joining. So it's kind of crazy that I had this urge to do this live with you guys because before I went to Rythmia, I would never do this. Hi. Hi. I probably won't read your questions. Hi. I look happy and relaxed. I'm very happy. I'm not as relaxed as I've been the last couple days. I am a little nervous to do this, but something that I've learned the past week is that you have to do what's hard. That's the only way to really come into yourself and learn from yourself is to do what's hard. So so you guys had like a ton of questions, which I was really happy with. I wrote them all down because there was no way I was going to look at my phone while doing this. So yeah, this is like such a weird concept because you guys can see me, I can't see you. It's something that I was always scared of. Something I was also scared of and why I never did lives is because I was thinking, what if nobody joins? But the thing is even if one person joins, and this is the same thing, love you too, you're the best. Even if one person joins, that's all that matters. If you can help one person, that's really all that matters. So thank you to all of you for joining. So I guess I'll hop right in and I'm gonna read some of the questions that you guys asked. The first question is, what is Rythmia? What is ayahuasca? So last week I was at a place called Rythmia in Costa Rica. It is a wellness retreat and specifically for doing plant medicine, ayahuasca. And ayahuasca is a vine. It's it's not a drug. I guess some people could consider it a drug or hallucinogenic, but it's from the earth. It's a plant, specifically a vine. And shamans get it in the forest and they make this like tea out of it. It's like a really thick, not very nice tasting tea. Some people said it tasted like apple juice. Some people said it tastes like prune juice. Each night we did a different type of ayahuasca. So I think I know the last night it was called Yahe, which was a very long night. How it works is we went to ceremony. That's what you call it, ceremony. We went into ceremony at like 5:30 the first 3 nights, and it lasted until like midnight or 1 in the morning. And the 4th night was when we did Yahe, and it's, I believe, a Colombian tradition. And we were there from 7:30 at night until about 9:30 in the morning. So it's a very long night. Chris, you're so funny. Requesting to be in the video. Not yet. You have to go to Rythmia first. So yeah, Rythmia is a wellness retreat, and it's great. So when people want to do ayahuasca or they're thinking about doing ayahuasca, I was picturing like sitting in the rainforest with like, I don't know, just sitting in the rainforest, waking up naked. I don't know what I was thinking. I was terrified, but Rythmia is actually a resort. They offer massages. They have all vegan, delicious food. You do cleanses. It's 10 minutes from the beach. It's like just this amazing, magical place. And yeah, it's amazing. One of the things I was really worried about going to do ayahuasca was my health. I just pictured me going into like this panic attack and just like having a heart attack or something. I was literally just scared to die. I don't know. I guess as humans, our heads just go to that, the worst. So I was really scared. But the fact that they have doctors on site and you do a medical intake when you get there, so that made me feel really comfortable. and I passed with flying colors. So I was able to do the ayahuasca. So that's Rythmia. It's a retreat, a wellness retreat where people go to do plant medicine. And ayahuasca is actually a vine. It's from the earth, and I believe it contains DMT, and there's something else that it contains which helps open up your conscious. And it's actually, our bodies produce this on its own, but I guess we don't produce enough. It helps us open up the parts of our brain that we would never use otherwise, like a lot of psychedelics. And people are saying, how do you feel now? And it's kind of crazy because I feel like I came home to someone else's life, because I'm not the same person that I was last week, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. When I got home, I just felt like so grateful for my life, and my head is so clear of anxiety. It's so clear of my negative thoughts. I'm playing music and it's distracting me. Okay, there we go. My head is just so clear of just everything I used to consume myself with. I used to consume myself with so much worry and so much drama and anxiety, and my head is so clear. So I feel like I came home and it was just this peaceful feeling where I didn't even know what to do with myself. I just wanted to read and do yoga. I mean, I do. That's what I'm going to consume my time with now. But I just feel great. I can't believe I feel this good. You can't fathom how, I couldn't fathom people when they said, oh, I felt brand new when I got home. I wasn't depressed anymore. I wasn't anxious anymore. And I'm thinking, well, they don't know how bad my anxiety is, or they don't know how bad my depression is. And I came home and I'm like, this is my new life, and now I have to learn myself again. And it's really interesting. So I feel great. I have a lot of energy. I think each night there I got about 4 hours of sleep. There was time there when I was up for almost 2 days, and I had so much energy because I wasn't used to having this energy, because when I was feeling anxious and depressed, I was draining myself, not intentionally, but I had no idea. I realized that my emotions were the reason why my health was so bad for the most part. So I feel great. So for people that asked that, did it help you? Yes, I kind of just explained that now. What was ayahuasca like? So it's kind of crazy to explain. I was so worried I was just gonna trip balls and see all this crazy shit, and it's really way more calmer. It's so much more calm than I thought it would be. Especially when you're on the medicine, you can just open your eyes and you don't really see it anymore. If you hear the dogs, they're crying. So, but when you're on the medicine, you can just open your eyes and you don't have to be scared. I was never scared. I didn't feel scared any of the nights. It was definitely uncomfortable at times, but that's because you're going back into, trauma that you've been through, feelings that you deal with, that bring you down, lies that you tell yourself, mean things that you say to yourself. So you're experiencing all that, and it can get very uncomfortable. But it was beautiful at the same time, because I felt like every time I went through something, I got some clarity on it. So yeah, it was, I got messages from, this is going to sound insane, you guys. But when you're going through it, it's almost like a dream. So, when you have a dream and you're seeing things, but you also know they're not real. That was kind of how my experience was. I can only speak for me. The medicine everyone reacts to the medicine differently. So some people saw a ton of color. I really didn't see any color. A couple nights I saw from the corner maybe a little bit of orange, and I think the fourth night I saw some red when I was getting a certain message. But some people I've heard see actual things, and for me it didn't. So it's different for everyone. Let's see, did you encounter any spirits? That was one of the questions I got. And yes, and because when you do plant medicine, once again, this might sound insane, but I promise this is legit. When you're doing plant medicine, you do feel spirit around you. you feel like your ancestors are protecting you. The first night, I felt my grandmother with me the entire night. I didn't really know what to expect the first night because it started off very calm. When you set your intentions, like for your ceremonies, you can ask to trust. They call it Mother Ayahuasca. So ayahuasca takes on a very feminine spirit. So you can ask to trust her, and that's kind of what I did the first night. So the first half of my first night was basically just trusting the medicine. I wasn't scared at all. I was actually pretty comfortable. I was being told that like I need to lift myself up and that like I'm a goddess, and like it was crazy. But so the first night was pretty good, and the second part of it, my grandmother came to me, my aunt came to me, and I was pretty much just like protected with white light and beauty. So it was amazing. I mean, some people had a really rough night though that night. And the music they play, it can bring these feelings out in you, and it can trigger certain things, whether it be happiness or whatever. And some people were like not happy with the music, like shut this shit off, like yelling. And but it's all beautiful. It's like everyone's having very different experiences, but it's like so beautiful at the same time. So if you're scared to try it, don't be scared, because you literally have so much understanding of what's happening to you at the same time. Did you hear voices? This was one of the things. So when you're in ceremony, you do hear, like, whether it's your own thoughts or Mother Ayahuasca or ancestors, you do get messages from people, or yourself, but it's not scary. It's almost like when you're self-talking. Like during the day, you self-talk all day, and to me it felt like that. It felt like I was self-talking, but some of the things I'm like, I know I definitely didn't say that. So depending, what you believe in and what the medicine is telling you, those are the voices you hear. So nothing scary though. Have you ever done, someone asked me, have I ever done any other psychedelics? And I haven't. That was the first one that I did. In high school, I definitely had like opportunities. I know, everyone kind of explores that, and I never did. My mom is an alcoholic. Well, she's sober now, but she was an alcoholic, and so I was just very terrified to do anything, pretty much drink too. In high school, I never smoked weed. I never did anything, so I definitely wasn't doing any psychedelics, but I think that I'm kind of open to that now. Oh, low battery. Okay, I'm gonna have to either hurry up or plug this in. But I would definitely be open to that now. Some people that were there do explore with psychedelics, and I heard that mushrooms can be kind of like ayahuasca, but ayahuasca takes you so much deeper. So if you've ever done mushrooms and you're worried to do ayahuasca or, whatever. But yeah, I haven't done any. That was the first psychedelic I've done, and it was amazing. Was I scared? No, I never felt scared. I felt uncomfortable at times, but I was never scared. I'm reading off my notebook because I wrote your questions down. What was my biggest takeaway from it? The biggest takeaway and what I went there for was my physical health, and I realized how the trauma in my life and my emotions were literally killing me. I was not doing well, and in our society, and especially where we all live, or in this country, medicine is pushed on us so much. And I was going to regular doctors, and they were just giving me medication or telling me, we don't know what to do for you. And not once did a doctor say, hey, are you even breathing? Like, are you taking full breaths? Are you taking care of your body with spirituality? Or are you doing yoga, meditating? So these are all things that were adding up, and I just, doing the medicine, it helped me realize this, and it helped me make it very clear that that's what I was doing. So meditation, it introduced me to meditation and yoga. It also taught me a lot about the shaman on the 4th day. His name was Leo, and he just taught me so much about food. I feel like, you know, some of us do like strict diets, and we worry about what we eat so much, and we all eat like a lot of processed food, you know, and it's so important what you feed yourself and what you put in your body. And no matter what, your food should be just full of love, and when you cook, it should be full of love and soul. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you're eating bread or, you know, these things. It's not that I don't believe now in like a gluten allergy or something like that, but it really is all together. Like, if you have to take care of your emotions and the trauma that you go through, or all of these things are going to manifest, and then it's like a gluten allergy is going to seem like your biggest problem, but we don't think about the trauma that we've been through, and we don't think about, you know, the emotions that we're holding in that could be triggering these health problems. And personally, that's what was happening for me. So this is an important one. I hope my phone doesn't die. Let me see if I can plug it in real fast. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't fall. If this falls, guys, sorry. So how much does it cost? Someone asked, how much does it cost? And I know that's a huge deal. That's one of the things that I was looking for before I went, because you can go on their website, but you're not gonna, you know, they're not gonna break down prices for you. So I don't mind doing that for you guys. You know, it's important. So for 7 nights, and these prices include taxes and fees. So when you go, you can have a shared triple room. You can have 2 roommates, and that's $3,000. So going into this, I did a media trip. For full transparency for you guys. I worked with Rythmia, so my trip was free. I bought my plane tickets there, just for full transparency. But to be completely honest with you, I now that I'm finished, I would have paid more than that to go. And I will probably do it again. So for a shared triple room with 2 other people, it's $3,000, and that includes taxes and fees. For a shared double room, so if you're rooming with 1 other person, it's $3,900. For a private king room is $5,255. So I was kind of nervous about having a roommate, because before I got there, I was antisocial, and it sounds crazy because I'm an influencer and I work on social media and I go to events, but I was just so anxious and so insecure and all of these things that it made me very antisocial. I had really bad social anxiety, but when you're there and as you go through the week, you almost wish like you changed so much that it made me want to be with other people. Like, I had my own room, and at times I was like, I just left my room because I just wanted to go talk to people. I would never, ever, ever, before I went there, like, go sit with a stranger. I would never do that. And by the 3rd day, I was just going and sitting with people and asking their names and asking their story. And it just shows you kind of how important community is. And it shows you, oh my God, Maya's crying. Maya, shh. It just shows you how important like other human beings are. And now I catch myself whenever I'm walking by people and I'm like waving and saying hi and talking to random people. And you'll find that when you do that, you have something in common with everyone. And when you do that, you could just smile at someone and you might make their day. You might snap them, you know, out of a mood or out of something that they're dealing with. So I don't know how I went into that. I'm talking about prices, but so those are the options you have. It might sound like a lot right now, but like $3,000 to change your entire life is like a no-brainer to me. I would do it over and over and over again if I could, you know. And then you can also, so that's for 7 nights, and then you can also, yeah, Maya's whining, so, but you can also go for 14 nights. I'm not sure if you do the ceremony for 2 weeks, so if you would do it 8 times, I'm not sure, but if you had that question, you could reach out to them. This was another question, how did they help you deal with anxiety going into it? So they specifically don't, So they don't come to you and they're like, let me help you with your anxiety. They do other things like workshops. So they have breath work the first night, which completely relaxes you. And it's called transcendental meditation. And it actually took me to the same place that ayahuasca did, but without the medicine. So you can actually go to the same place as ayahuasca would take you without doing the medicine. So I did that with breath work the first night, and I literally had like a rebirth. I know this sounds insane, but that's what happened. They do yoga. So I did yoga in the morning before the first ceremony. That took away a lot of my anxiety. Another thing I was worried about was being unhealthy. So the doctor intake when I first got there took a lot of anxiety out of me because I could ask all the questions. They checked my heart. They, like, whatever you feel uncomfortable with, they'll check it for you. And then you also do workshops. So the first and second day, you do plant integration. So they explain to you everything about the ayahuasca. They explain to you, if this happens, this is something that you can do to relieve it. If this happens, this is what we'll do to help you. So you go into ceremonies with like a ton of information, and you just feel really confident going into it. Did you feel safe and supported? More than I ever have in my entire life. Like, I've never felt so safe and so supported in my life. It was pretty crazy. There's tons of employees there that help you. I mean, the shamans are there. There's energy healers there. So you really feel supported. This is a good one. Does ayahuasca make you sick during the process? And is it worth it? So yes, but I wouldn't call it sick. I would say the ayahuasca makes you healthy, because when you throw up and when you shit, because it makes you throw up and it makes you poop. It's just what it does, and it's purging you. You're clearing out toxins, you're clearing out negative emotions, and it happens to everyone. So when that's happening to you, it's not embarrassing, it's not gross. So yeah, you do get sick. How many people were in ceremony? So there was probably like between 60 and 80 people in ceremony. Oh my God, Maya. There's probably like 60 to 80 people in ceremony, and that's including the guests and the shamans. So you don't just have one shaman for like 70 people. You have quite a few, and they come around and they help you and they heal you. And yeah, so it's actually nice. I was wondering what the difference would be between like going into the jungle with one shaman and 2 other people, and going into this with 70 other people. And it's actually great because the more people you have in the room, the vibration actually is higher. So you're channeling each other's energy, and it's way more intense, like in the best way. So I actually enjoyed having a lot of people. Another one was, has Mike seen a change in me? And it's kind of crazy because when I was there, Mike was actually feeling some changes too, because you're so connected with other people, especially your husband or your children, or, they feel it too. So when I got home, Mike was kind of like there with me, and he said, I asked him before he left, he's actually working tonight, but I asked him before he left so that I wouldn't put words in his mouth. And he said, my whole demeanor has changed. He said, I'm way more spiritual. I'm way more calm. He said that I don't like yell about things. I'm not just freaking out about things, because I was before. I know life can like seem perfect on Instagram, but there was definitely times where I wasn't treating Mike with respect, and I wasn't treating him with love, which is more important. And there were times when we were fighting, and Mike is a very selfless person, and he was taking care of me, and I was trying to break him because I was broken. And so that's what he said. So and he said, I'm doing things I've never done before, like do yoga, meditate. He came down this morning. I was meditating, and it just sets the whole tone almost for your home and for your family. So yeah, that's what he said. Let's see. How did it help with healing? I'm gonna actually let the dogs out. Hold on one second. Hopefully they don't knock my phone down. How did it help with healing? So during the ceremonies, it actually helped me heal myself. So this is gonna sound weird, but during ceremony, you can have surgery done, and they say sometimes that like aliens will come and do surgery on you. And when that came to me, there was actually, like, in my vision, there was a spaceship, and it came and it dropped tools for me. And to me, and I heard them say, you have to heal yourself. Like, we can't do this work for you. You have to learn to heal yourself, because I was always looking for, a medication to heal me, a diet to help me. I was always looking for something or someone to heal me, and you have the power, I have the power to heal myself, even just with your own energy, with your own touch. You have the power to do that for yourself. Okay, now they're all gonna be on me. Hi. Okay, so let's see what else. This question, I tried to reach out to them. I wanted to clarify what they meant, but they said, would you recommend for someone in long-term recovery? So I wasn't sure if they meant with like addiction or alcohol or something health-wise, but if they were talking about long-term recovery from addiction, I would definitely recommend this, because actually the CEO, the founder of Rythmia, he healed like massive amounts of addiction to many, many drugs. He was addicted to drugs. He was addicted to sex. He healed everything from drinking plant medicine. I think he did iboga first, and then he did ayahuasca. But all the plant medicine together really helped him heal. So yeah, long-term recovery, it would help you even more. How did it affect your GI tract? I think I touched base on that. It makes you shit yourself. I didn't, thank God. That was one of the things that I was like really terrified about, but some people do, and it's normal. Like, even the shamans are like, they don't care. It just happens. So when you're doing ayahuasca, it does affect you like that. Side effects, I have experienced 0 side effects. Rue's rolling around like a crazy person. I didn't have any side effects. The only thing I felt, and it seemed like everyone felt the next day, was you feel hungover for like a couple hours. So when I would wake up from bed, just from, because you feel the medicine in you. The medicine doesn't leave you through the time that you're there. So by the 3rd day, you still feel the medicine. You still feel very like open, and so you feel a little hungover in the morning when you wake up, because if you think about it, when you sleep, your conscious is opening even more. So when you wake up, you feel like a little shaky, a little tired. But once you get up and you go eat and you're talking to people, it goes away. So did you have fun and meet people? I met, oh my God, like, I don't know, 50 to 70 people that I feel like are my family now. We're all still keeping touch on Facebook and through text, and it was a lot of fun. We laughed, we danced. There's a thing that they do, it's called Dance of Liberation, and you go and you set intentions. It's like a ceremony in itself, and you blindfold, everyone gets a blindfold, and you just like dance like crazy. And so it helps you open up, it helps you, not be it helps you not be nervous about what people think. It was fun, and I met tons of people. Did you get anything from it that you weren't expecting? One thing I was not expecting that was pretty cool and shocking to me was like all of the ancestors that come to you and family members. And it was also interesting to me to see that or to hear that when you drink plant medicine, especially ayahuasca, you heal 7 generations before you and you heal 7 generations after you. So I literally did so much energy healing on my mom, my brothers, my aunt. There was so much healing going on, because when you're that open, you understand exactly what your family needs. And I also felt like my womb was healed, because like I'm healing for my future children, I'm healing for future generations. So that was very interesting to me. And I'll read one more question, is how's your health now? And like I was saying before, I just feel so much energy. I feel like I've never sat up straight in my life. Well, actually in my life I have, but in the last like 8 years, I don't think I have been able to sit up straight. Like I would sit like this, or I just couldn't stand very long. And I feel like I don't even want to sit now. It's kind of crazy. It completely changes you. And I just can't wait to wake up in the morning. Yeah, so I feel great. I got a little headache today. Mike was tiling, so I got some headache from the fumes, but it went away. Like I was able to meditate and breathe and kind of get through it. So that was really cool. So I'm going to scroll up now, and I'm going to read any questions that you guys might have had. So give me 1 second. Let's see. Might take me a minute to get. Oh, thank you. Whoever said my skin looks great, thank you. It does. When you do the ayahuasca, like I'm telling you, people posted before and after pictures, and it was like people aged backwards 10 years. Okay. Okay, yeah, someone said, do they coach you verbally? Yes, we had tons of workshops. And someone said it sounds scary, and I promise it sounds scary, but it's not. And mushrooms are very spiritual, especially with raw cacao. I actually want to try mushrooms now. I think I'm curious about like microdosing and how it affects, anxiety and depression. And I feel like I don't know. Someone told me it's a good time in the fall if anyone's looking to do it. Let's see. What is the name of this retreat? It's called Rythmia. I'll definitely post more about it, and I posted a blog post. It's in my bio. Would Mike consider this for his own journey? Mike is thinking about going, so Mike actually might be going next year. So we're very excited about that. And let's see, did they give you things to do, exercises now that you are home? How often can you go to these retreats? They do, so you can do, they teach you yoga, they teach you breath work. So I've been doing a little bit of yoga and breath work since I've been home, but that was kind of the only physical things that they taught us. How often can you go? People went back, like, we're there for the second time, like, in 2 weeks. I think you can go as much as you want. You can't overdose on ayahuasca. So let's say that. Let's see. Oh, is the place dog friendly? Well, the place is dog friendly. There's actually, sorry, my phone's on the charger and it's hard to stand up now. Okay. Is the place dog friendly? You can't bring your dog, but there's actually 2 dogs that live at Rythmia, and they're actually shaman dogs, and they were hanging out with me a lot of the time. It was really cool. How did you find out about this? So my friend Jen Sodini, if you guys are on Instagram or Facebook, look her up, Jennifer Sodini. She's amazing. I heard her talk about plant medicine, ayahuasca specifically, a couple years ago at Babes in Business in Asbury Park, and it sounded terrifying to me. I was like, I would never do that. And I feel like she was put in my life for a reason, and I heard her talk about that for a reason because it planted a seed in my head, and 2 years later I was there doing it, and I just always thought she had like the best energy. I don't know if you're ever around someone and you're just like feel instantly relaxed when you talk to them. That's Jen. So I was like, how do I get this energy? And I don't know. Hopefully I have it now. I don't know. But that's how I heard of it. What was the general age group of people that were there? So I was kind of one of the youngest people there. So I'm 28, and I think there was another 28-year-old girl. And then from there, I think it went up. So 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. I mean, I think it was like a kind of an even group of people. Yeah, there was probably a lot of more middle-aged people there, I would say. Did you pass out when you take it? No, I was awake the whole time. Some people did fall asleep. Some people, so there's 4 things you can get from ayahuasca. There's 4 different types of, I'll have to look that up for you guys, but there's, you can hear things, you can see things, you can feel things in your body, and you can have nothing. So they say when you have nothing, the medicine is putting you to sleep because you have such deep childhood trauma or something happened to you so horribly that it puts you to sleep to heal it. And then the next ceremony, it kind of takes off from there and you're able to go into it. So some people did fall asleep. There was actually some people that didn't have anything happen for the first 2 nights, and they had like 3 to 5 glasses of ayahuasca. So I took 2 the first night, and then the next 3 nights I only had 1. Some people had 4 and nothing happened for them. And then by the last night they felt like they were healed and what they were looking for was happening. So someone else asked if you would ever go with someone you know or if it's better to go on your own. I definitely think it's better to go on your own, but I also personally haven't gone with someone, so I can't speak for that, but I enjoyed it on my own. It gave me a lot of confidence, and I didn't have to worry. Like, if you're someone that worries about other people, and I would suggest going alone, because I feel like if I was there with Mike, I would have been like worried about him and wondering how he feels and trying to be strong for him. And I felt like when I was there alone, I was able to have my own journey and self-heal. So whatever you feel comfortable with, like if it's your first time and you definitely don't want to knew that was gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna hold my phone. So if you definitely are like too scared to go alone, I would say go with someone else, because if that's what's gonna get you there, then I think you should go with someone. But I would suggest going alone, because I think it's a good self-healing journey. Yeah, so I think that's about it. If you guys, yes, someone just asked, missed this, but did you vomit and shit? So yes, the answer is yes. There's nothing to be embarrassed about this. This happens when you take plant medicine. It's getting rid of toxins. It's getting rid of old emotions and things that you don't get rid of. And when you throw up, it's not like a normal throw up. It's almost like a very strong throw up, and but the shamans were always there to help us, and so it's not scary or anything, and they have tons of bathrooms. So if you're like someone that's scared, you're gonna like poop your pants, you might, but nobody would judge you, and it's not embarrassing when it's happening. Like, everyone is going through the same thing, and it's healing. Like, if that's happening to you, that means that you're healing. And there's tons of bathrooms like on everywhere, so, and people help you get to the bathroom if you need to. How have my fibro symptoms been? Amazing. I don't feel really any body pain right now. There was one night I slept on the floor for quite some time. The second night I was very uncomfortable, like physically. I was going through like a lot of almost like anxiety attack symptoms, but I wasn't anxious. Like, you get the same body feelings, but your head is not where it usually is when you have an anxiety attack. But you have like the tightness in your hands. I had tingling, kind of numbness around my mouth and, in my teeth, but I didn't feel panicked. So it was just a very uncomfortable feeling for me, and I felt like I needed to get comfortable somewhere else. But during ayahuasca, when you're in the ceremony, they tell you not to try to run from it and not to try to make yourself more comfortable, because the medicine, you can't run from it. It's going to make you uncomfortable as long as it wants to. So I found myself outside. I was laying in the grass. I tried laying like on the sidewalk, like the concrete next to it. I thought that would be, no, nothing was better. Nothing was better. So I ended up sleeping on the floor not sleeping, but laying on the floor. So I had some neck pain, but my body feels good now. How does that feel when you're around other people? If you're talking about like the throwing up and the pooping, it doesn't feel like anything. Like even the shamans are like, that's great. Like it's great if that happens to you. It means you're healing. Did you have to fast in any ways prior to getting there? No, they do suggest some certain type of diet. Like they say not to consume pork or alcohol or there's a couple other things I kind of forget. I was eating pretty clean before I got there, so I didn't really have to change my diet. But you don't have to fast. But there are some like diet restrictions. Were you afraid you would freak out? Yes, I was very scared I was going to freak out. I was scared I was going to like get up and do weird things, and for the most of the part I laid in my bed. Like you all get a mattress. It's very comfortable actually. And for the most part I laid in my bed. I think the fourth night I got up and I did some dancing and I laid in front of the shamans and like did some dancing with my arms and but I was scared I would freak out, but I didn't. How did you experience it? You said sight, sound, feeling. Did you hallucinate or anything? I didn't feel like I was hallucinating. I felt like I was dreaming. Like the entire thing felt like a dream to me, but other people experience different things. So it really depends what the medicine wants to show you and, where your mind takes you. So for me, I didn't feel like I was hallucinating. I felt like I was just dreaming and getting tons of information about myself and my life. So, but, you guys are so welcome. I really hope like this, like I said, like plants a seed for you, and whether it's tomorrow you book something or next week or in 5 years, like whatever you feel called to do, I hope this helps you because it really is life-changing, and I would recommend this to pretty much anyone. Like everyone could benefit from this, and if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything, I'm totally open. I don't mind sharing anything, like any detail I would share with you guys. So yeah, and I'm going to be writing blog posts and stuff a little more about each night, and I'll break it down with more of the details on what I saw and things like that, but it might sound a little insane if I said it right now. Did you say if you're GBS? Sorry, what's GBS? Yeah, so I'm glad that this is interesting for you guys because it's really cool, and I hope you guys want to do more research and check it out. But if you're wondering if my health is better, I do feel better. I feel like my mind is totally clear. I feel like I don't feel anxious or depressed or anything. It's like, it's just life-changing. So I don't have that. So for autoimmune, I had Lyme disease and Epstein-Barr. I have fibromyalgia. I personally think it's kind of like a blanket term. No, it's totally fine. I don't have that, but I did have Lyme and Epstein-Barr, and it helped both. Yeah, oh my God, I would be so excited if you booked, and oh my God, that would be amazing. I hope some of you go and you can share your experience, and it's just awesome. Like you go and you heal yourself, and you heal for your family, and you heal for your children, and it's just awesome. So yeah, I couldn't imagine not being anxious either. I'm telling you, I lived with anxiety from the moment that I woke up to the moment I went to sleep. I lived with anxiety, and it controlled my entire life. Like I was nervous to go in the grocery store. I would go in the grocery store and like it would be like tunnel vision to the cereal or like tunnel vision to whatever item I needed because I couldn't even look up at people. I was just nervous everyone was looking at me or I was doing something wrong. So now I just feel free. That's how I would explain it. I feel very free. Yeah, I will definitely keep you guys updated like on my health symptoms and see if this keeps going. But I'm definitely going to take better care of myself. I think this was a fresh start, and I would do it again. Yeah, I would definitely do it again. And other plant medicine I would be curious about too. Do you just need to do it the one time, or is it something you'll do every few years? So you can do it a couple times a year. You can do it, I think, as much as you want. I don't know the details on that really. But yeah, you can't overdose on ayahuasca. Like, you can't drink too much of it or anything. Aw, I love it. You really, if your husband is saying that, like, I feel like you're being called to go. You should definitely check it out. Oh, I'm so happy for you guys. Wanting to do this for years. Yeah. Would you do it with your husband, or is it more of a solo thing? So I touched base about this a little, but I would definitely do it by myself. Let me see if I can put my phone down again. I would do it with my husband. I think I would want my husband to do it by himself first, because it's such a journey for your self healing. And yeah, I think I would want Mike to go by himself and experience it. And then I think it would be amazing to do it together. Like, there was some, come on, Rue, come on, up. There was some couples there that did it together, and like by the third day, like, you could just see the love. Like, they couldn't stop holding hands, they couldn't stop kissing, like, they were just so in love. And you just really learn to appreciate yourself and your spouse, and it's amazing. So yeah, so if you guys are good on questions, I'm just like so happy to share this with you guys. I really hope that this can help you guys and you're open to learning more. So please reach out, any of you, through DM or anything, you know. I remember you took pictures of childhood and wanted to get back to the happy child place. Were you able to go back to that? Did you have any vivid childhood memories? You had, yes. So there were things from childhood that definitely came to me, and there were things that I couldn't get over. So there were things that happened to me during childhood, whether my dad said to me or, you know, made me feel, and it made me understand these things. And hold on, let me pick up Rue. She was nonstop crying. Oh my God, you're so fat. Hi. So yeah, there were things that from my childhood that I just couldn't get over, and it really helped me. It took me back to that place, and instead of feeling scared and upset and sad again, I had understanding of it. And I actually a couple times cried, like, for my parents, because I understood what happened to them and how it was transferred down generationally, the trauma. So thank you guys. You guys are so nice. How's your family? Yes. Oh my. So another kind of crazy thing that happens is when you get home, you're so just like free and clear-minded that people around you do notice it, and they either start to spiral and see the things that are wrong and the things that they're struggling with, or they rise up to your vibration and they become like happy and free in themselves. So it's really cool. Yeah, I did like a healing thing, like some breathing with a family member, and they opened up, and they told me things that they have never told anybody else before. So, how much does it cost? I broke this down. Oh my God, the TV just like came on. I think Bruce had on the remote. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, wait, the TV's not pausing. I had to turn it off. Okay, how much does it cost? So for a triple room, so you would share a room with 2 other people, it's $3,000, and that includes taxes and fees and everything. So yeah, if you share a room with 2 other people, it's $3,000. I think if it's you share a room with 1 other person, it was $3,700. Yeah, and then it goes up from there. But I would definitely suggest looking into it. It's kind of crazy. So when you pay for your room, when you get there, you pay another $400 for the actual plant medicine. You pay that after your medical intake, because say you get denied and they say you can't do it, which probably wouldn't happen, but they make you pay for it after that, so that they, you don't pay for it and then they have to refund you or something. So yeah, and yeah, Katie, you said you're like a mirror for others, and you are. That's what they teach you. You are a mirror for others. And I learned that like as human beings, our purpose in life is to serve others. It's to help other people, to heal ourselves, and then to heal other people. So yes, you are correct. So, well, this was cool. I feel like I don't even know what time it is, but I feel like time went by faster than I thought it would doing this. So hopefully I can get used to doing this and do it more with you guys. So I love you, and thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll do it again. Reach out if you have any questions. Oh no. DM me, because I'm going to run because my phone's about to die. But if you guys have any more questions, please DM me and I will answer that for you. All right. Love you guys. Bye.